So I'm watching Intervention again, and I'm watching how all these family members get together for them after the addict is like so far gone. And I'm not blaming the family, but they sit there and they cry for themselves because they've lost someone. And just that in and of itself is selfish. So the addict is thinking, there you go again, out for yourself. They look at that as selfish because in an addict's head, whether it's true or not, they believe that they've done all this stuff for everyone else and no one's ever done anything for them. Now, there may be one person that they're okay with because maybe that person did stick it out with them, and they will be loyal to that person. And an addict is always very loyal to someone who's enabling them. But anyways, I was just watching this girl cry for her sister. They're about the same age. She's crying, bawling her eyes out. I lost my sister. She was always there for me, and now I have no one. And it's wah, 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 wah. Instead of, I want to show my sister that she's worth this. I'm crying for her, but I want to show her why I'm crying for her. And not let it be about herself or let it be selfish. So when you approach an addict, a lot of the times some things that can help like change their mind are like saying things like, I see you doing this in the future. Or because what they've done is they've lost hope to ever be anything, ever. They have dedicated their life to this drug. They have gone ahead in their mind and relented to drugs. So if they're that far gone in their addiction, they're already depending upon the drug. They know it. They're past the part of denial, and it's like they're married to it, and they will admit it. And if they're that far gone and you approach them with hope for their future, sometimes so many addicts just lose hope for a future because they're so connected to a drug they know they're going to have to search for their entire life, because they know a room full of needles or a room full of pills will never be enough. They know that. They know it. So to sit there and consistently, belligerently, like constantly try to say things to them that they already know, instead speak life into them. Every time you see them, tell them your charter boat's waiting for you to run it, or the mic is waiting for you to get behind it, or there's kids out there waiting for you to teach them your way, your style of teaching. Like, their strengths, lift them up. If you notice, a lot of people who are addicts, they're either very beautiful or they've been very talented. A lot of them, I think, is it right brainers? So they think very artistically, and they go along with faith. And I don't mean spiritually like Jesus, like God faith. They go along with, they base their life on what they believe is going to happen to them. And they will go along with that. So they're right now thinkers. So addicts, if they're right now thinkers, they're not thinking about what right now is going to do to them tomorrow. And so if you can somehow relay to them how you see them had they not been on the drug, and give them hope that they can still be that person. Because if you have faith in yourself, anything is possible. And that's what you have to remind an addict of. Don't remind them that they're doing you wrong. They already know that. They're doing their own selves wrong. Okay, so if they're doing their own selves wrong, why does it surprise you they're going to do you wrong? So an addict will do you wrong if you let them, if they're that far gone. I know some people like myself, like I knew heroin was like the pills. I just didn't want to be the street addict. And some people can stop when they think they're going to lose something, but I didn't straighten myself up until I thought I was going to lose my son. So, and that's when I was like, I knew nobody in my life could protect my kids like I could. And that's when I got clean. I didn't want my kids turning out like me, and that's who raised me, so I wasn't going to let them raise my kids. So I don't want my kids ever feeling withdrawals. I don't want them to go through that. So I chose to get clean for them. Sometimes love is enough. Sometimes, most of the time, it's not. So, and when it's not, if an addict is all about them and they don't care about their kids, then get to them with selfish ideas, like help them see themselves in the future instead of like becoming the greatest mom, because that will come after the addiction and the rehabilitation. But to get them to rehab, or to get them to change their ways, you're going to have to give them hope other than what they've had. You can't take something from someone and not give them something to replace it. And that's what I will and if that's faith, replace it with faith. If all you can afford is faith, go to church, get into church, get God. And then, because I'm going to guarantee you this, an addict will chase anything that's better than the drug. So if you can talk something up good enough and they trust your opinion, then it's possible you can save them. A lot of the times rehabs don't work because they go not right back into the same situation, but they do. They go back into the same mindset of nobody's there for me but myself. This makes me feel good, so F it, I'm going to die with this drug. It's a very hard choice when you're an addict. Like, life and death is not a hard choice. I'd pick death if I could die with the opiate in my blood, because it's painless. So don't talk to an addict thinks of everyone else as stupid. That's another thing. They look at everyone else who's telling them to get off drugs as stupid and sheep. They look at people like sheep. You're just a sheep because you're not doing drugs and you're not doing things that make you happy because people are telling you not to. Well, I'm doing my own. I'm doing me. And they feel like everyone else is stupid because they're not living life to the fullest. Because while you're in your addiction, that's what you believe, like you're living the fullest life. When on the outside, everybody knows different. But leave your comments, questions, concerns below. If you have any questions, I'm a recovering addict. I'd love to help you out.